You are now listening to Carolina Forest Basketball, presented by the voice of Panthers basketball, Brogan Hillman.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for the third day in a row. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing my voice by now, but it is Brogan Hillman with Carolina Forest Basketball. And today, the Panthers, an interesting matchup as they take on region opponent Conway Tigers in a non-region matchup in the third round of the Panther Classic. This is for the third place matchup as the Panthers fell yesterday to Christchurch by a score of 75-67. Some earlier results from today. Christian Academy getting the win, finishing 7th place in the tournament, defeating San Jose Prep 50-43. San Jose Prep will take 8th place. Finishing in 6th place is Legion Collegiate Academy after just now falling to Northmont by a score of 70-40. Carolina Forest is the third game up. They're about to take on Conway in a minute. Winner takes third, loser falling off the podium, taking 4th place. We're about 3 minutes, 30 seconds away from tip-off. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back for starters and then tip-off. This is Panther Basketball presented by Brogan Hillman.
If you need your car detailed and cleaned, you're in luck. Beach Boys Detailing is a respected and dedicated car detailing business around the Carolina Forest area. You can find the Beach Boys at 843-455-6182 or on their Instagram, Beach Boys Detailing Go. Again, that number is 843-455-6182. The Beach Boys hope to see you soon.
You have things in your way that you don't have the time or means to move? You can call GT Junk Removal at 843-605-2147 for quotes to move stuff efficiently and effectively. Again, that's 843-605-2147. Make sure to clean up your life and get those things out of your way.
We are just over 2 minutes away from tip-off here inside the Panther Den. And Carolina Forest has had a tough history in recent years against Conway. Last time they defeated the Tigers dating all the way back to February 10th, 2021, almost 4 years ago, to an opponent right across the street. They are just down 501. Just 9 miles, 15 minutes away. This matchup in all sports and aspects of athletics has been dubbed the Battle of 501 for that very reason, as the close proximity and the intense rivalry of every single matchup. And this year, it looks like it's going to be a good one. These two face off in region play twice after this one, not even knowing if they were going to see each other in the Panther Classic, but they find themselves here in the third place matchup. Next time these two opponents will see each other after this will be January 24th here inside the Panther Den, as Carolina Forest has them at home first, and then they will travel to Conway on February 11th of this year and play them in the away game to round off their schedule. We are just over a minute away from basketball here, and this action is going to be great inside the Panther Den. Conway warming up, Carolina Forest getting ready, nearing their bench, ready for this non-region matchup per se. Doesn't count on the region record, but it counts in their hearts. Everyone will remember this matchup when it comes region play time, and they will use this as their indicator and preview. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens here tonight in terms of Carolina Forest taking on Conway in the 4th place matchup. Starters about to be announced. Conway will go first as they are the visitors in this matchup. Just want to reiterate again, this is for the third place matchup. Winner takes third, bronze on the podium, loser just shy, falling short, 4th place in this tournament of 8. As Conway will be set to be announced here shortly. Carolina Forest, if you can hear the PA, is hosting tonight. They are the home squad in their home stadium against the Tigers. As Conway, once again, will have their starting lineup announced first. First off the bench, Jordan Jenkins. Little mess up there with the PA, but we're going to roll with it. Jordan Jenkins, the junior power forward. Right behind him off the bench, number 4, the senior 6'2 shooting guard, Avery Brantley. Followed by the senior 6'3 power forward, Caleb McKinnon, wearing number 10 tonight. Followed by the junior point guard, Trevin Johnson. And rounding off this lineup, the senior, averaging 9.1 rebounds per game, Javion Crawford. He has been a unit for this Conway team in the post, the interior, going up and grabbing boards, and just making it hard for any defenders inside of the paint. Carolina Force going to have their work cut out guarding Javion Crawford tonight for the Tigers. And for Carolina Force, this lineup very similar all year. Starting off, Zachariah Gardner, the 6'1 senior guard off the bench. Followed by Nick Zinconi, the 6-foot junior guard. Followed by number 10, Jaden Nolan, the team leader in field goal percentage, shooting 68% from the field. He will be followed by the sensational freshman, J.J. Gray, averaging 21.1 points per game, followed by the sensational sophomore, Cade Taylor, averaging 5.1 rebounds per game, leading the Panthers. As both teams have taken the floor, 8 minutes set on the clock here for this first quarter, as they are ready to get action underway and see who gets bragging rights first in the region, getting a head start above every other team facing off here tonight in the Panther Classic. Taking the jump for Conway, it's going to be that Javion Crawford, the star senior there at center. And for Carolina Force, Jaden Nolan, the team leader in field goal percentage once again. As the ref setting up to walk now with the ball in his hand and tip-off about to commence in a matter of moments. Here we go. Ball's going to be up, and it's going to be won by Javion Crawford and the Conway Tigers. Bringing up the court, it's going to be Trayvon Johnson for Conway. He's going to find Brantley at the top of the key. Brantley going to swing it into the post. Going to find McKinnon. McKinnon going to hold it here in the wing. Gets it right back up to Brantley, top of the key. Brantley's going to swing that one out to Jenkins. Jenkins working post up, and that's going to be good right in the face of Jaden Nolan. 2-0 Conway Tigers. Jordan Jenkins gets the scoring started early. 7:27 remaining in the first quarter. Now for the Panthers, Taylor, top of the key. Going to swing to Gray on the right wing. He's going to find Gardner. Gardner working into the paint, a free run at the basket, and he's going to even it right back up. 2-2, Zachariah Gardner finds himself wide open in the paint. Conway now inbounding. We know Carolina Force is going to implement that full court press. We've been seeing it all year. Jaden Nolan effective on it, jumps in front of that pass at half court as Zachariah Gardner tries for a three, and that's not going to fall. It's going to be Johnson on the rebound. Johnson going to fire that one into Crawford in the paint, and that will fall. 4-2, Conway regains the lead. 6:48 remaining in the first quarter. Working now, Gray on the left wing. He's going to find Taylor. Taylor back to Gray. Gray, you know he's going to shoot that, and he's going to hit it. Never a doubt. 5-4, Carolina Force retakes the lead. J.J. Gray with the three to start us off. Moving now. It's going to be Jenkins inside the paint. He's fouled going up for the layup. Layup will not fall, but he will be headed to the line to shoot two. Foul is going to go against Jaden Nolan, his first foul of the night. Also Carolina Force first team foul of the first quarter. As Jenkins looks to take advantage and regain the lead for Conway. First free throw. That is good. Bounce off the front of the rim and rattles in, and we're even at 5. 6:27 remaining in the first quarter. Jenkins, second free throw on its way, and that is also good. Conway regains the lead, 6-5, 6:27 remaining in the first quarter. As Taylor's going to bring this one up court for the Panthers. He's going to find Nolan working at the top of the key. He's going to swing that to Zinconi on the wing. Zinconi working against Johnson. Zinconi's going to find a lane. Wanted to hit Nolan, gets away, but he gets his own pass. Zinconi works it back into Taylor. Taylor trying to find something in the paint, and he's not going to be there. Picks up his dribble. He goes to Nolan. Nolan to Gray at the top of the key. Gray trying to find something. He's going to be fouled on his way to the left wing. That foul is going to go against number 24, Javion Crawford. It's going to be his first foul of the night, along with Conway's first team foul. Taylor's going to inbound and hit Gray at the top of the key. Gray was trying to work something around. Gardner came around to set a screen. They're going to book Zach Gardner on the illegal screen, say he set something up wrong, and that will be his first foul of the night. Conway set to bring it up with Johnson at the top of the key. Johnson working, hits McKinnon. Goes right back to Johnson on that right wing. He's now going to have Brantley top of the key. Right back to Johnson. Into the big man Crawford. Crawford working against Nolan. Crawford's shot's going to go up. Off the backboard, no good. Nolan with the rebound. Zinconi pushing it for the Panthers. Back to Nolan top of the key. He'll dish that right back to Zinconi. Now to Gardner on the wing. Gardner working on Brantley to Taylor. Taylor, mid-range, not going to fall. Nolan gets the offensive board, but that is blocked from behind. Crawford with a nice block. As Carolina Force sets the trap defense, and they're going to get this takeaway. Gray in the paint. Layup up and good after bouncing off the rim. 7-6, Carolina Force regains the lead. 5:02 remaining in the first quarter. 5 points on the night for J.J. Gray. As now Conway quick to push this one. Layup by Johnson off the rim, no good. He gets his offensive rebound, but he steps out of bounds in the process. Turnover Conway. Carolina Force will take over on the baseline. It's going to be Zinconi to inbound. Zinconi to Taylor. Taylor's going to bring it up to the top of the key. He's going to hand that one off to Gardner. Gardner working back into Zinconi. Zinconi now to Gray. Gray fires from beyond the arc. That one's not going to fall. Taylor, a nice effort to try to keep it in. They're going to say he just hit the baseline trying to throw that ball back in, and it's going to be a turnover. Conway basketball. It's going to be Brantley set to inbound for the Conway Tigers. As he's going to find McKinnon. McKinnon going to go to Jenkins. Jenkins works this one up. Fires all the way into the paint. Going to turn around, look for a pass. He's going to hit Johnson. Johnson just going to reset on the left wing. He's going to throw it to McKinnon. McKinnon on the right wing. McKinnon looking for Jenkins. He's not going to hit. It's going to fly out of bounds. Carolina Force ball on the takeaway. Zinconi inbounds. It's going to be to Taylor. Taylor just works above half court. And he's now working against Brantley. He's going to find Gray. Gray looked like he wanted to shoot and say he's going to pull it into the lane. Tough layup's not going to fall. But Nolan still working in the paint against Jenkins. Gets the board. Very tough. To Zinconi in the corner for who's going to hit the three. A beautifully executed play by Carolina Force and a great way to stick with the basketball by Jaden Nolan. 10-6 thanks to the Nick Zinconi three. Carolina Force has the lead. And now it's going to be McKinnon bringing the ball up for Conway. It's going to look like he trips, and they're going to book the foul. And that foul is going to go against Nick Zinconi, his first of the night. Substitution for Carolina Force. It's going to be Carter Cooley and Javion Barrett subbing into the game, replacing Kay Taylor and Jaden Nolan. Conway inbounds after the foul. It's going to be Johnson bringing it up the court for the Tigers. Johnson working 1A to pass across the middle. It's going to be taken away by Gray. Gray to Cooley. Cooley, the layup not going to fall. A Tiger got a hand on it. Recourse direction of the basketball, and it's not going to fall. Conway now moving. Jenkins, baseline. Jenkins wanted to pass across. He's going to be booked for a charge. Carter Cooley doing what he's done so many times this season, setting his feet and drawing the charge. It's going to be Jordan Jenkins booked on the foul, his first of the night, second team foul for Conway. It's going to be Gardner now inbounding on the baseline. Zinconi set to bring it up. Zinconi's going to bring this one beyond half court, working on Johnson. Still working top of the key, hits Barrett. Barrett thought about shooting, still thinking about it, drives into the lane, nowhere to go, looks for his outlet, and he hits J.J. Gray. Gray now working on the wing. Right back to Zinconi. Zinconi drives into the paint, gets that ball taken away, and it's going to be a steal for Conway. It's now Reed pushing it. Looking for something. Gardner working on him. It's going to be Jenkins. Jenkins wanted the paint. Fouled on the floor. That's going to be against Carter Cooley, his first of the night. Conway set to inbound on the baseline. It's going to be Johnson, top of the key, to Jenkins. Jenkins in the paint, trying to make something happen, and that one's going to fall. 10-8. Conway minimizes that lead. 2:25 remaining in the first quarter. Jordan Jenkins, 6 points on the night. Now it's Cooley. Cooley working on the left wing. He's working against Brantley. Cooley gets a little screen, drives into the paint, dishes out to Gray in the corner for three. Not going to fall off the rim. Cooley with the offensive rebound. Cooley kicks out to Zinconi. Zinconi to Gardner. Gardner in the corner for three. Also not going to fall off the rim. That's rebounded by Brantley. Brantley driving into the paint. Cooley sets his feet, looking for another charge. Layup is no good. Gardner with the board, contested by Johnson. It's going to be a jump ball and possession arrow in favor of Carolina Forest. It's going to be Carolina Forest inbound on the baseline. They lead 10-8 with 1:54 remaining in the first quarter. Ref's just talking something over. Looks like just a quick little check with the possession arrow. It will stay in favor of Carolina Forest. And Cooley will be set to bring it up the court. Cooley working. Finds Gardner. Gardner has McKinnon working on him. He finds Gray. Gray working on the left wing. Gray, nice moves. Thought about taking a shot. Gets the open paint. That one gets taken away. That's going to be Crawford. Crawford working. Just going to slow down the tempo and try to set up a play for Conway. In the corner for Conway. Three is not going to fall. Nolan on the rebound. Nolan finds Cooley. Cooley just works beyond half court. Still has Brantley on him. Now to Gray. Gray on the left wing. He's going to work into the paint. Finds Nolan. Nolan is going to be ran into trying to enter the paint. It's going to be a blocking foul on the floor, and that's going to go against Caleb McKinnon. It's going to be McKinnon's first foul of the night. And that'll be Conway's third team foul. Substitution for Conway. Avery Brantley and Javion Crawford subbing out. Tremaine Hunter and Kason Reed subbing in. Now for the Panthers, it's Nolan in the paint. Nolan to Gray. Gray in the corner. Fires a three, and that's going to be just off the front iron. Rebound Jenkins. Jenkins to Johnson. Johnson just working in the backcourt. Has R.J. Henry of Carolina Forest working against him. Now to McKinnon. McKinnon to Hunter. Hunter thought about shooting to Johnson. Johnson works out of the corner, brings it up to the wing, slows down momentum and tries to make a play. Johnson now drives into the paint, kicks out. For three, it's going to be Reed, and that's going to fall for Conway. They retake the lead 11-10 with 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Gray. Gray driving into the paint. Off-balance layup, not going to fall. Rebound by Wilson. Wilson now to Jenkins. Jenkins fouled inside the paint. It's going to be an interesting call. Looked like he was going up, and they're going to say he was. Jenkins headed to the line to shoot two. Foul on Carter Cooley, his second foul of the night. Now it's Jenkins at the line shooting two with a chance to extend this Conway lead. First free throw by Jenkins is going to bounce off the rim and go in. 12-10, Conway leads, 6 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Jenkins currently leading Conway in scoring with 7 points on the night. Second free throw by Jenkins is also good. 13-10, Conway leads, 6 seconds remaining. Carolina Force pushing now. Gardner all the way into the paint, loses the ball, gets it back, puts it up at the buzzer, and it just rolls out on a toilet flush on the layup attempt for Zachariah Gardner. This first quarter is going to end with Carolina Force trailing Conway 13-10. Again, end of the first quarter. Conway leads 13-10. This is Panther basketball presented by Brogan Hillman.
If you need your car detailed and cleaned, you're in luck. Beach Boys Detailing is a respected and dedicated car detailing business around the Carolina Forest area. You can find the Beach Boys at 843-455-6182 or on their Instagram, Beach Boys Detailing Gone. Again, that number is 843-455-6182. The Beach Boys hope to see you soon.
For Conway, it has been the scoring by Jordan Jenkins that has pushed them out to an early 13-10 lead here at the end of the first quarter. 8 points for the guard, Jordan Jenkins. He has found the line twice. He is 4 for 4 on free throws, and he is playing well from the field. That is the 6'5" power forward / senior hybrid that can also pull and shoot for the Conway Tigers. And for Carolina Forest to start off on the floor at the start of the second quarter, squad looks a little different. It's going to be Zachariah Gardner, Nixon Coney, Cade Taylor, R.J. Henry, and Javion Barrett to start off on the floor. For Conway, it's going to be Jordan Jenkins, Tremaine Hunter, Caleb McKinnon, Trayvon Johnson, and Amaris Wilson. Early on, we're going to see Wilson at the top of the key. Wilson's going to pass that one into Jenkins. Jenkins is just going to work on the top of the key. He's going to fire. Back to Jenkins. To Wilson. Wilson now working on that right wing. He's going to go to Johnson. Johnson has Zinconi against him. Back to Wilson. Wilson post up for the mid-range, and that's going to fall. 15-10. Conway extends that lead. 7:24 remaining in the second quarter. 5 points on the night for Amaris Wilson. It's going to be Henry on the wing. He's going to be fouled. Foul's going to go against Tremaine Hunter. It's going to be Hunter's first on the night. On the floor foul. Henry set to inbound on the sideline. Henry's going to inbound to Zinconi. Zinconi's working on that left wing. Zinconi has that ball contested. They're going to say jump ball. Actually, they're just going to say foul. They're going to say he caught a piece of Zinconi's arm, and they're going to book him on the foul. Now it's going to be Carolina Forest once again to pass in from the corner. This one's going to bounce off the foot of Jordan Jenkins. Carolina Forest for the third time. Set to inbound. Ref's talking something over. Possession arrow once again. Just saying that it doesn't change and it stays with Conway. Or Carolina Forest, rather. Zinconi receives the inbound. Passes out to Taylor on the right wing. Taylor to Gardner. Gardner to Taylor. Taylor running in the paint. Has a lane. Layup will not fall. Rebound. Conway. Conway trying to get fancy with it. And they're going to be booked for a travel. Didn't get the third foot down. That was Amaris Wilson. Took one too many steps. Book him on the travel. Carolina Forest going to inbound on the sideline once again. Conway still leads this one 15-10, 6:50 remaining in the second quarter. Conway coach looking at the ref for an explanation as to the previous travel call. Just trying to get on the same page here, see what he saw. Deliver his story through his own eyes. Once again, these schools just separated by 9 miles right off of 501. This matchup is dubbed the Battle of 501 in every single sport, football, basketball, baseball. It is a highly competitive matchup. These schools 15 minutes away again, just 9 miles, and especially when these two schools are fighting for a podium spot, the third place bronze medal. As we resume play, Taylor set to inbound on the corner. He's going to find Zinconi in the backcourt. Zinconi working against Johnson, just trying to get this one beyond the line, and he will, and he'll do more, driving into the paint, but he is rejected by Wilson. Conway now with the push. It's Johnson. Johnson into the paint. His layup is up and in. Conway extends their lead to 17-10, 6:30 remaining in the second quarter. And now for Carolina Forest trying to inbound, and they are not going to be able to beat the press. It's going to sail out of bounds. Conway inbound on the baseline. They lead 17-10. Conway now on the inbound. They're going to lose it. It's going to be R.J. Henry with the steal, and he is fouled by Jenkins. That's going to be Jenkins' second foul of the night. And for Conway, that is the second team foul of the second quarter. Carolina Forest, still 0 team fouls. And substitutions for Carolina Forest, it's going to be Javion Barrett and Zachariah Gardner subbing out. J.J. Gray, along with Jaden Nolan subbing in for Carolina Forest. Taylor working in the backcourt. Working against McKinnon. Blows by him. Hits Henry in the corner for three. Not going to fall. Conway board. That's going to be Hunter. Hunter working in the backcourt. Going to find Crawford. Crawford into Johnson, who's going to have an open lane at the layup. 19-10. Conway extends that lead. 5:58 remaining in the second quarter. Trayvon Johnson gets on the board. It's now Henry working in that right corner. Henry now being trapped on the double team, and they're going to say Conway got their hands in there. Jump ball. Possession arrow once again is with Carolina Forest, so it's going to stick here. Carolina Forest set to inbound on the sideline. It's going to be Henry inbounding. He's going to find Taylor. Taylor working up at the top of the key. Taylor working against McKinnon. Finds Gray. Gray to Henry. Henry stationary at the moment. It's going to find Gray. Gray has Johnson working against him. Dishes to Nolan. Nolan into the paint. To Gray. Gray, double team now. To Nolan. Nolan to Taylor. Taylor back to Nolan. Nice pass into the paint. That one's going to get away from Nolan, and they're going to say he was the last to touch it. Conway ball. Turnover on the baseline. Conway still leads 19-10. 5:20 remaining in the second quarter. As Conway, again, inbounds it on the baseline. And they look to move quick in that pass. Looking for Hunter's, just going to get right out of the reach. Sail out of bounds, turnover, Carolina Forest ball. Now they are set to inbound on their baseline. Just traded a quick baseline to baseline trip. Now it's going to go to Taylor. Set to bring it up the court, working against McKinnon. Taylor looking for anything. Tries to cut in left. Going to find Nolan. Nolan sitting on the corner, working against Crawford. He's going to kick out to Gray. Gray standing on the logo. Gray gets the screen from Nolan, and he's not going to go anywhere with it. It's just going to dish it off to Henry. It appears Conway's defense is just trying to work off assignments, shift around, and double team when necessary. Henry is going to drive into the paint. Had to look at a layup. Instead, he's going to have his foot dragged behind him. They're going to book him on a travel, and it's going to be a turnover for Carolina Forest. Brantley set to inbound on the baseline for Conway. And he's going to hit Johnson. Johnson to McKinnon. McKinnon tries to get it to Crawford, almost gets away from him. He's able to get that one back. He's going to find Brantley on the right wing. To Hunter. Hunter, top of the key. He's going to take a three, and that's going to fall off the front iron. No good. Rebound by Nolan. Carolina Forest pushing the ball now. It's going to be Gray at the top of the key. Gray's going to hand off to Zinconi. Zinconi thought about shooting it. Instead, he's going to go back to Gray on the right wing. Gray still working. Working against Brantley. Gray into the paint. Thought about a layup. He puts one up. He's hit hard in the paint. Still on the ground. And he'll be headed to the line to shoot two. As he slowly gets up. You hope he's okay. Hard fall. Looks like he's going to shake that one off and just tough it out. Head to the line as he's going to need a second to catch his breath. Just hope that J.J. Gray is all right. Took a hard fall. Got hit in the paint. As he looks to be all right. Set up to shoot two at the free throw line. First free throw. No good. A rare sight for J.J. Gray. So you imagine that fall has some to blame for it. As Gardner subs into the game for Henry. Gray, second free throw. That one will fall. That's more like it. 6 points on the night for J.J. Gray. Carolina Force trails 19-11, 4:06 remaining in the second quarter. As Carolina Force going to call a quick timeout, we'll take one with them, 30 seconds. We'll be right back.
If you need your car detailed and cleaned, you're in luck. Beach Boys Detailing is a respected and dedicated car detailing business around the Carolina Forest area. You can find the Beach Boys at 843-455-6182 or on their Instagram, Beach Boys Detailing Gone. Again, that number is 843-455-6182. The Beach Boys hope to see you soon.
As we are back here inside the Panther Den, 19-11 Conway with the 8-point lead, 4:06 remaining in the second quarter. Just getting back, J.J. Gray goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Chips into that Conway lead a little bit. Now Conway set to inbound on the baseline, and they're going to waste no time. Johnson trying to go coast to coast. Layup is no good. Rebound Crawford. Crawford's second effort is also no good. Ball loose in the paint, still fighting for it, and it's going to be McKinnon for Conway coming out on top. Now he's going to go to Brantley. Brantley to Johnson. Johnson back to Crawford. Just trying to get something set up. As now it's going to be Brantley in the corner. Brantley to Johnson. Johnson working on the right wing as he's going to drive into the paint, kick out to McKinnon. McKinnon going to go up for the tough mid-range, and that's going to fall. A nice effort by McKinnon to be able to push that one, get enough power, and drain that mid-range shot. 21-11, Conway leads. 3:23 remaining in the second quarter. As that ball gets loose, Conway jumps on top of it, and they're going to call a timeout. They secure that ball, jumping on top of it. Just a quick little 30-second timeout. No need to go anywhere else. We'll stay right here as they play out this timeout. We'll just talk about what really has been the key points of this game so far. And for Conway, it has been their rebounding. No surprise, as their leading rebounder averages 9.1 rebounds per game. That's about 4 more rebounds per game than Carolina Force's top leader in Cade Taylor, who averages 5.1 rebounds per game. And then it's been pretty spread around between 2 players scoring for Conway, with Jordan Jenkins having 8 points and Morris Wilson having 7. Look over for Carolina Force, it's J.J. Gray leading the way with 6 points, followed by Nixon Coney with his 3, and then Zachariah Gardner with the tough 2. That brings us to 21-11 Conway with 3:21 remaining in the second quarter, and we are back in action. It's going to be Johnson in the backcourt bringing it up, working against Cade Taylor. As Johnson going to dish this one in, tries to find Hunter. Hunter, ball gets away in the paint. It's going to be a jump ball. Conway with the possession arrow. They will stay with it on the baseline. It's going to be Brantley set to inbound on the baseline. Brantley looks for McKinnon in the post. McKinnon does a nice job to get in between 2 defenders, but Barrett's going to swat that one away. It's going to be Taylor retrieving the ball for Carolina Forest, and he's going to hit Gardner in the left corner. Gardner now to Taylor in the paint. Unable to put one up. He's just going to travel to the corner. Hits Barrett. Barrett now driving into the paint. Before he's able to put a shot up, they're going to call a foul on the floor. It's going to go against Caleb McKinnon, his second foul of the night. That'll also be the 4th team foul for Conway in the second quarter. One more, Carolina Force will be in the bonus. As Barrett, with the ball in the corner, is going to dish out to Taylor. Taylor working into the paint, wants something, finds Barrett. Barrett working now, and he's going to be fouled. Going up against the big man, Zachariah Lennon. The crowd does not like it, as that puts Carolina Force into the bonus. He'll be headed to the line, and Barrett will be shooting 2. As this Conway crowd lets him hear it, a roar of boos and disapproval. Barrett instead going to take his time, and first free throw is on the way. That free throw will fall off the back of the iron. Remains 21-11, Conway in the lead. 2:38 remaining in the second quarter. Barrett going through the free throw warm-up, second on the way. And that is also no good off the back of the iron. Remains 21-11. It's going to be Johnson for Conway, bringing this one up the court. Johnson working against Taylor. On that right wing, bringing it back to the post. Now he's going to hit Hunter at the top of the key. Hunter goes to Brantley. Back to Johnson at the top of the key. Now to McKinnon. McKinnon back to Hunter on the right wing. Hunter, now being double-man, tries something, throws it off the foot of Zinconi. It's going to stay with Conway, and they're going to be set to inbound on the sideline. A smart heads-up play from Hunter as he was getting trapped by two men. Now it's going to be Brantley inbounding on the sideline for Conway. It's going to find Johnson, and Johnson works against Taylor once again on the top of the key. Johnson, handoff to McKinnon. McKinnon going to go right to Brantley. Layup no good. Rebounded by Zinconi. Zinconi now moving it for Carolina Force, looking for his guy in Gardner. Wasn't originally there, but he's able to get to the ball before it sails out of bounds as Conway's going to get the steal. It's going to be Johnson. Johnson up to Hunter. Hunter's layup is going to fall. 23-11 thanks to Tremaine Hunter's layup. Conway extends their lead to 12. Minute 38 remaining in the second quarter. Zinconi now for Carolina Force, working against Johnson, bringing it up the court. So he's going to find Barrett on the wing. Barrett's going to go to Taylor. Taylor in the corner tried to set his feet and head to the paint. Instead, they're going to book him for a travel, say he took one too many steps, and Conway's going to take over on the baseline. Once again, Conway leading 23-11, minute 24 remaining in the second quarter. As Carolina Force, 11 points would be the fewest this season heading into the half. As Johnson works at the top of the key. Johnson to Brantley. Brantley in the corner thought about shooting it. Instead, he's going to pull it down and give it back to Johnson. Johnson back to Brantley. This time he will pull it. Three does not fall. But it's the beautiful effort of Zachariah Lennon in the paint for the Tigers for the putback and extending that lead to 25-11. 56 seconds remaining now in the second quarter. As Zinconi working fast, trying to get something done before half. His shot is blocked inside the paint. Conway takes over. But Barrett sticks with the ball, gets a steal for Carolina Force. Barrett into Gardner. Gardner and one inside the paint. 25-13 with a chance to make it 25-14 for Carolina Force. Zachariah Gardner on the tough and one, thanks to the Javion Barrett steal on the sideline. Substitution for Carolina Force is going to be R.J. Henry coming in to replace Nick Zinconi. Gardner, free throw, on its way, will not fall off the back rim. Conway with the rebound. 40 seconds remain now in the half. And it's going to be Johnson working against Taylor. To McKinnon. McKinnon, top the key, working against Gray, fires to Brantley. Brantley in the corner, and he's going to swing it. He's just going to bring this one up to midcourt. Brantley drives in, looking for something, going to be fouled on the floor before he's able to go up. They're actually going to say he was in the motion of shooting. He'll be headed to the line to shoot two. Foul goes against J.J. Gray, his first of the night. Now it's Avery Brantley at the line, shooting for two. Brantley, first free throw, no good off the glass. Waiting now for the second free throw. Brantley going through his routine. 19 seconds on the clock in the half. Brantley, second free throw, up and good. 26-13, Conway leads. 17 seconds now for the Panthers trying to push this ball. And that one's going to get away, stolen. It's going to be Johnson on the steal. Johnson working up, trying to hold this one for the last shot. Johnson's going to swing over and hit Brantley. Brantley for three, not going to fall off the rim. It's going to be Gray with the rebound. Gray just going to get this one set up and send it to the half. So your halftime score is going to be 26 Conway, 13 Carolina Force. Again, Conway leads this one 26-13 headed into the half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is Panther Basketball presented by Brogan Hillman.
If you need your car detailed and cleaned, you're in luck. Beach Boys Detailing is a respected and dedicated car detailing business around the Carolina Forest area. You can find the Beach Boys at 843-455-6182 or on their Instagram, Beach Boys Detailing Gone. Again, that number is 843-455-6182. The Beach Boys hope to see you soon.
You have things in your way that you don't have the time or means to move? You can call GT Junk Removal at 843-605-2147 for quotes to move stuff efficiently and effectively. Again, that's 843-605-2147. Make sure to clean up your life and get those things out of your way.
Just about 6 minutes and 30 seconds until we return to action here inside the Panther Den in the first half. Conway explodes in the second quarter. Coming into it, it was 13-10. Since then, Conway's been on a 13-3 run. They go into the half with the 26-13 lead, and they look to be in control of this one. As Carolina Force looks to do what they have done best this season, and that is play from behind, do what they have to do, and just win these games in crucial moments. Again, Carolina Force down 13, but this is not uncharted territory. We talk so much about them being down, entering crucial moments, entering the fourth quarter. They were down against West Ashley. They were down against South Florence. They were down against Christchurch. And they were in a tight-knit, close game against Legion Academy. Everything this Carolina Force team has done, they have done as a unit, they have done as a team, and that has been another key focal point with the squad this year. It's just that brotherhood, their sense of connection, their sense of everything. They feel they are such a well-rounded unit, such a tight unit, a family, and they feel like they can get stuff done when they do it together. And that's what it's going to require here in the second half for Carolina Force if they want to get one done. 26-13. 5 minutes until we return to play here inside the Panther Den. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back when action is near returning.
If you need your car detailed and cleaned, you're in luck. Beach Boys Detailing is a respected and dedicated car detailing business around the Carolina Forest area. You can find the Beach Boys at 843-455-6182 or on their Instagram, Beach Boys Detailing Gone. Again, that number is 843-455-6182. The Beach Boys hope to see you soon.
You have things in your way that you don't have the time or means to move? You can call GT Junk Removal at 843-605-2147 for quotes to move stuff efficiently and effectively. Again, that's 843-605-2147. Make sure to clean up your life and get those things out of your way.
Just under 2 minutes to go here in halftime. Minute 40 remaining until we get back into second half action with Carolina Forest. And what it's going to take in the second half is finding their outlets, finding their shot. And they just got to make more plays in the paint, get more rebounds, as they are losing the rebounding game as expected heading into this one. Javion Crawford been all over the paints tonight, averaging 9.1 rebounds per game, and he's showing just why. As Conway getting a lot of looks inside the paint as they take their 26-13 lead into the half. Looking around the Panther Classic as the final day sort of comes to a close. Finishing earlier today, the very first game at 2 p.m., Christian Academy finishes in 7th place after defeating San Jose Prep 50-43. San Jose Prep's going to finish in that 8th place spot. Then right after, 3:30 tip-off, Legion Collegiate Academy in Northmont. Northmont takes that matchup 70-40, a commanding 30-point victory there for Northmont, as they're going to finish 5th in the Panther Classic. Legion's going to finish right behind them in 6th place. Winner of Conway, Carolina Forest, is going to finish in 3rd place on the podium with the bronze medal. Loser drops right off the podium into that 4th place spot. Conway right now threatening to take that bronze medal. Still 16 minutes left of game time here to play. Too early to call. Carolina Forest needing to do something here in this second half. And then the game after this, which was supposed to tip off at 6:30, appears to be more of a 7:30 tip-off now, is Brooklyn Case and Christchurch fighting for that gold medal spot. Loser takes second, and they take silver in this tournament. As we are back, second half action, it's going to be Nixon Coney bringing this ball up for Carolina Forest. As the first pass of the second half is going to sail out of bounds, turnover Carolina Forest. Conway going to take over on the sideline. It's going to be Johnson for Conway bringing this one up the court. Johnson going to go to Jenkins. Jenkins working on the top of the key against Gray. As he's going to hit Johnson. Johnson backdoor pass to Jenkins. An alley-oop from the three-point line, and it's going to sail out of bounds, just unable to connect on that. What would have been a house-raising slam dunk. Instead, going to be Carolina Forest and Nixon Coney bringing this one up the court. As now they're working Taylor, top of the key, back to Zinconi. Zinconi movement, thought about shooting, instead picks up the dribble, is going to be in trouble, gets his dribble back, drives into the lane, and is fouled. He'll be going to the line and shooting 2. Foul going to go against Jordan Jenkins on Conway, his 3rd foul of the night. That will be the first team foul of the second half. As Zinconi's first free throw is going to fall, 26-14, Carolina Forest trying to reduce the lead. 7:19 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Zinconi, second free throw on its way, and no good off the front of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by Johnson, and Conway is going to push this one up the court. Johnson dishes to McKinnon. McKinnon going now to Wilson. Wilson working on that left wing. Wilson back to Johnson. Johnson back to Wilson in the corner. Thought about firing's not going to. Back to Jenkins. Jenkins going to call something on the floor here before he takes the drive. They're going to call Brett Barker on and on the floor ball. On the floor foul away from the ball. That'll be Brett Barker's first foul of the night. First Carolina Forest team foul of the 3rd quarter. As Carolina Forest defense going to get in there, it's going to be Zinconi with the steal. Zinconi's going to find Gray at half court, and they're going to try to push this one. Gray working top of the key. He's working against Jenkins. Going to back them up. Gray, a nifty pair of moves to get past Jenkins into the paint and draw the and one. J.J. Gray's headed to the line, looking to capitalize and make it a 3-point play. Carolina Forest brings it back within 10, 26-16, 6:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Gray, free throw on its way, and that will fall. Makes 9 points on the night for J.J. Gray, and Carolina Forest is within 9, 26-17, 6:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Conway now and Johnson working it on the right wing. He goes to Brantley. Brantley to Wilson. Wilson to McKinnon to Johnson. Nice ball movement for Conway. Johnson drives into the paint. His floater's going to be no good. Rebounded by Taylor. Taylor pushing it now to Barker. Barker wide open for 3, and that will not fall off the rim. Extra effort by Carolina Forest trying to get the rebound. Instead, it's going to be a foul in the paint. Foul's going to go against Brett Barker, trying to get his own rebound, his 2nd foul of the night. That'll also be Carolina Forest's 2nd team foul of the 3rd quarter. And Johnson for Conway bringing this one up the court. Johnson shows off the handles, passes to Brantley. Brantley in the corner for 3, he's not going to go. Barker on the rebound. Barker to Zinconi. Zinconi bringing this one up the court. Working against Jenkins, and he is tripped up. It's going to be a foul on Jenkins, a blocking foul. It's going to be his 4th of the night, and he has one more foul to give before he is fouled out. Actually, they're going to book it and say it was 3rd foul. One of the ones marked earlier actually went against Avery Brantley, so he has 2 more to give and just a little more buffer room to work with. Jordan Jenkins, again, still only has 3 fouls. Still 2 more to give. Gray working on the right wing now against Wilson. Gray looks for the screen from Gardner. Not going to get it, but Gray drives all the way into the paint. Layup does not go, but he is fouled. Doing what he does best, creating separation, getting fouled, getting to the line, as he ranks 2nd in all of 5A in free throws made. J.J. Gray, once again, is headed to the line, this time to shoot 2. Conway still leads this one 26-17. Gray's first free throw will make that 26-18. Slowly chipping away and minimizing that lead as Gray makes it 10 points for himself tonight. Gray, second free throw on its way and good. 26-19. Carolina Forest cuts the lead to 7. 5:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Conway pushing it. Brantley to McKinnon. McKinnon working into the paint. Floater, not going to go off the rim. Rebound Taylor, and Carolina Forest once again is threatening. Taylor working against Johnson. He's going to find Gardner on the right wing. Gardner going to be working here against Wilson. Gardner going to blow by him into the paint, gets away from him, gets his ball back, tries a floater on the baseline, and it's not going to fall. Rebound Lennon, and Conway is pushing it. It's going to be Wilson. Wilson working against Gray. Gets double teamed. Taylor and Gray set it, but he's going to get out of it. Johnson all the way to the paint. Layup not going to fall. Second effort not going to fall. Still fighting for it. Conway gets it back. Third effort will fall for Johnson. 28-19. 3 offensive rebounds. Walking away with 2 points. Now it's going to be Barker top the key for the Panthers. Wanted to make something happen. Ball's going to get away. He gets his own ball back to Zinconi. Zinconi in the corner for 3, and that's going to fall. Nick Zinconi's second 3 of the night is going to make it 28-22. Carolina Forest only down 6, 4:15 remaining in the third quarter. Johnson again for Conway, driving into the paint, finds Brantley. Brantley in the corner for an open 3, not going to fall. Rebound Taylor. Taylor to Gardner. Gardner driving into the paint. He is fouled going up. He'll be headed to the line to shoot 2. Carolina Force doing exactly what they needed to start off this second half, and that's getting to the line, drawing fouls, and capitalizing on free throws. Carolina Force all year has been so efficient at getting to the line. Gardner, first free throw will fall. 5 points on the night for Zachariah Gardner as he cuts this one to a 5-point deficit. 28-23, Conway leads, 4 minutes even remaining in the third quarter. Gardner waiting patiently at the line as Conway substitutes. It's going to be McKinnon coming in. Jordan Jenkins subbing out. Gardner setting up for his second free throw. On its way, and no good. Short off the rim. Gray with the rebound. Nice offensive effort. Carolina Force is going to get another offensive rebound after Gray's miss. And they're going to throw it in the backcourt. This one's going to get away. Backcourt violation, Conway to set up on the sideline. Remains 28-23. Conway with the 5-point lead. 3:50 remaining in the third quarter. As Javion Crawford subs in for Conway, he replaces Zachariah Lennon. So the 9.1 rebound per game average subs back in for Conway. As Brantley's going to have this one on the right wing, working against the 2-man. He's going to find Johnson. Johnson going to still be working on that left wing. Kicks into Crawford. Crawford's going to lose this one, and they're going to say he was the last to touch it. Turnover Conway. Carolina Force takes over on the baseline. Carolina Force to start off the second half on a 10-2 run, bringing it right back within 5. 28-23, Conway leads. 3:38 remaining in the third quarter. We'll be right back with Panther basketball.
If you need your car detailed and cleaned, you're in luck. Beach Boys Detailing is a respected and dedicated car detailing business around the Carolina Forest area. You can find the Beach Boys at 843-455-6182 or on their Instagram, Beach Boys Detailing Go. Again, that number is 843-455-6182. The Beach Boys hope to see you soon.
3:38 remaining in the third quarter. And the last 4 minutes, 22 seconds, Carolina Force has been on a 10-2 run, bringing this contest all the way back within 28-23. Carolina Force down 5, set to inbound on the baseline. It's going to be Zinconi bringing this one up the court for Carolina Force. Zinconi will be working against Johnson at the top of the key, looking to make any play happen. He's going to find Gardner. Gardner into Nolan, into the paint. They're going to say Nolan took one too many steps. It's going to be a travel. Conway going to take over on the baseline. It's going to be Johnson to bring this one up the court, working against Henry. Henry looking to make something happen on defense for Carolina Forest. Johnson going to find McKinnon. McKinnon picks up his dribble, finds Brantley at the top of the key. Brantley working against Gardner into the paint. He's going to find McKinnon. McKinnon's going to fire for 3. Not going to fall. Rebound Gardner. Carolina Force set to push this one. Gardner working on the right wing, has it poked away from him. McKinnon on the steal. McKinnon going to find Wilson. Wilson to Brantley. Brantley's going to be fouled going up in the paint, and he'll be headed to the line to shoot 2. Going to say Gardner caught a piece of his arm. It's going to be the second foul of Zach Gardner on the night. Third team foul of the third quarter. It's going to be Brantley at the line shooting 2, looking to extend Conway's lead. Brantley, first free throw on its way. And that will be good. 29-23, Conway extends that lead to 6. 2:52 remaining in the third quarter. Brantley going through the warm-up set. Second free throw on its way, and that will also fall. 30-23, Conway with the 7-point lead. 2:50 remaining in the third quarter. Taylor going to find Henry. Zinconi, my fault. Zinconi to Henry. Henry to Gray. Gray in the corner for 3, and that's going to fall. 14 points on the night for J.J. Gray as he's getting started behind the line. That's exactly what Carolina Force needs. 30-26, 4-point contest. And Johnson for Conway is going to take it coast for coast and lay that one in. 32-36, putting that lead right back to 6. 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Working now, Gardner, top of the key for the Panthers. Gardner's going to dish to Zinconi. Zinconi working in the paint, going to dish out to Gray. Gray on the perimeter. Gray's pushing in. Floater, and that's going to fall. 32-28, bringing this contest back within 4. Minute 59 remaining. Carolina Force down 32-28. Working now, Johnson on Henry. Johnson's going to kick out Wilson. Wilson for 3, not going to fall. Zinconi on the rebound. Zinconi pushing it up the court for Carolina Force. Zinconi going to set up. Find Henry. Henry on the right wing. Henry to Gardner. Gardner working. Wanted Nolan, not going to find him. Zinconi going to make the effort. Throws it in bounds. Stolen by a Conway defender. Coast to coast. It's going to be Johnson. Johnson puts it up and one in the paint. And that is going to fall. Johnson, layup good. 34-28. Headed to the line with a chance to extend that to a 3-point play. Carolina Force substitution now. It's going to be Cade Taylor, Carter Cooley, and Brett Barker all checking in. It's going to be Jaden Nolan, Nixon Coney, and Zachariah Gardner subbing out for Carolina Force. Again, 34-28. Conway leads, minute 32 remaining. Johnson at the line looking to extend his 3-point play. First free throw is up, and that is no good. Only one free throw. J.J. Gray with the rebound. Carolina Force ball. J.J. push to Henry. Henry in the corner for 3, and that's going to fall. 34-31. Carolina Force brings it within 3. The closest deficit since the first quarter. Now Carolina Force playing a trap, but he's going to be booked on a foul. It's going to be Henry, the one credited with the 3. He's going to be credited with the foul on the sideline. Going to remain 34-31, minute 15 remaining in the third quarter. Conway set to inbound on the sideline. The energy in this building is palpable. Everyone is on their feet. And this is a great contest between two familiar region opponents. There is life in Carolina Force after this place is rocking. R.J. Henry with the big 3. And we're right back within 3. They're going to say the on-the-floor foul, just enough to push Conway into the bonus. It's going to be Trayvon Johnson heading to the line once again after missing on his 3-point play possibility. Johnson going to take his time, go through his set. First free throw on its way, and that is good. Nothing but net. Great free throw for Johnson. Going to extend this lead to 35-31, Conway. Second free throw. Once again, Johnson just going through it, taking his time. Free throw is up, and that one is also good. 8 points on the night for Trayvon Johnson. 2 free throws make it 36-31, Conway in the lead. Now it's going to be Taylor. Taylor to Barker. Barker for 3 on the wing, not going to fall. Rebounds Conway. It's going to be Hunter. Hunter running in circles trying to evade the press. It's going to find Johnson. Johnson in the backcourt is going to blow by the press. All the way into the paint. Johnson fouled and one. Going to be interested to see if they call it on the floor or they're going to say he's in the motion of shooting. And they're going to call it on the floor. Or they will call that an and one. 38-31. Foul go against Carter Cooley. Trayvon Johnson once again looking to extend on a 3-point play. Carter Cooley's 3rd foul of the night. Johnson's free throw, and that is good. 11 points on the night for Trayvon Johnson as Conway extends their lead to 8. 39-31, 53 seconds remaining in the third quarter as Taylor, working against Johnson in the backcourt, is going to beat his press. To Cooley. Cooley running around the baseline. Going to find Henry. Henry thought about shooting, working against Hunter. Henry to Gray. Gray working against Brantley. Gray making moves on the perimeter. Conway fans on their feet. Gray still working on the perimeter, driving into the paint, and he will be fouled on the floor before he's able to get his shot up inside of the paint. Foul going to go against Avery Brantley, his second foul of the night. J.J. Gray will be set up at the free throw line with a chance to shoot 2 free throws. Trying to reel this one back in for Carolina Forest after Conway takes a little momentum of their own. 6-0 run in the past minute for Conway. Gray, first free throw is good. Makes it 39-32, 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Substitution for Carolina Forest going to be Nixon Coney coming in for Carter Cooley. Cooley, 3 fouls on the night, 2 more to give. Gray, second free throw, nothing but net. 18 points on the night for J.J. Gray. Carolina Forest back within 6. 39-33, 20 seconds remain. As Johnson working for Conway. Johnson to Hunter. Hunter, top of the key, working against Taylor. Back to Brantley. Brantley inside the paint. Going to kick out. Wilson, back to Hunter. 7 seconds remaining. Great defense by Henry, working against Hunter on the perimeter. 3, 2, 1. Conway unaware of the time on the clock, and that's going to send us to the end of the third quarter. 39-33, Conway leads, 6-point lead heading in to the fourth quarter. Again, Conway leads 39-33 heading into the final 8 minutes of play. We have a great region, non-region matchup on our hands. We'll take a quick break. This is Panther basketball presented by Brogan Hillman.
You have things in your way that you don't have to
A fly out of bounds, similar story.